unbearable smell in this man's flat would reveal a horrific crime that would mark the history of the English police.
A plumber was sent around very urgently on Saturday morning, and he looked down in the drains beneath the house and he saw what he knew was not what should be there.
The discovery was shocking, but at the same time horrible. The police had to go to the scene where they started an investigation. The stench coming from the pipes and that was coming into the house was clearly not one you'd get from anything you'd normally flush down the toilet.
I always remember it was bitterly cold. It had been snowing and we stood outside this awful house and looked down the pit where the drains were, and he showed me 4 little pieces of flesh, each about 3 inches by half an inch, maybe an inch, and also 3 bones with a knuckle at each end.
The clues were clear and they had to talk to the owner of the flat. When he confronted the police, Dennis Nielsen knew what was coming. So when asked when he had committed murder, he had no problem in confessing the truth. However, that discovery would only be the beginning of a horror story.
My deputy, Detective Inspector Steve McCusker, sat in the back of the police car and I drove. And I don't know what prompted Steve to do this, but he suddenly said to Nielsen, "Are we talking about 1 body here or maybe 2?" And Nielsen said neither. He said, "I think it's 16.
The revelation paralyzed the detectives. What Nielsen had confessed in words, however, was even more shocking when they saw the evidence.
It was absolutely incredible, but unfortunately it was a smell that we, as police officers, were aware of. And as soon as we walked in his door, we knew that some dead body was lying somewhere within that flat.
In his wardrobe were 2 large rubbish bags with more human remains as well as odor sprays. Everywhere there was evidence of the sordid crimes.
He was in the strangest mood I've ever seen him in. He was completely flustered, and I couldn't understand what was happening. And the dog ran down the stairs and he said, "Hold the door, but don't go in."
Nielsen didn't want his friend to come into the flat because the whole horrible scene would be exposed. However, the whole truth would come out sooner or later. Dennis's childhood had been relatively peaceful. The son of a marriage between a Norwegian soldier and a Scottish woman, he decided to enlist in the British Army in 1961. Working in the kitchen, he became a master butcher, but he also began to unleash his dark passions. He liked to look at dead bodies, but he also liked to play dead.
He would make out he'd passed out and would fall to the floor. And you'd go rushing up to him and he'd just be laying there. But I actually know that he wasn't asleep, he wasn't out, he wasn't passed out.
The psychology behind his crimes had to do with this, but also with the fact that Nielsen became a very solitary person who found in the young men he murdered momentary company. However, he didn't find pleasure just in death.
After he killed them, he would sometimes bring them out and put them in a chair and have conversations with them, as if they were still alive.
His main victims were young homosexuals who he charmed with his friendly personality in London bars.
El hecho que él esté maltratando o asesinando o mutilando a personas de condición homosexual, lo más probable es que él haya estado intentando asesinar o sacar de su vida esa parte que había sido sancionada y le producía mucho malestar.
The remains of the first bodies were found in the courtyard of his former home, while the others were in his Muswell Hill apartment.
Scotland Yard launched its biggest murder investigation today after a pathologist confirmed that human remains found in a sewer outlet were parts of 3 bodies.
Dennis Nielsen would eventually be sentenced to spend the rest of his days in prison, where he died in 2018.